Whoo! What's going on? What's going on? I'm on my way to the gym, but let's do a video real quick. Well, people today, I guess, they've been talking a little bit about Deontay Wilder. I guess he made a little post. I guess showed like kind of like he was, possibly in training or something of that nature. And people are, and it's just, I don't know, to me the talk is kind of weird. It's like people are like, oh, what exactly is he going to be his next move? Who is he fighting next? That we should, he should give his fans some kind of announcement as far as, what date it is that he's going to be fighting. As if everybody's just completely forgotten about the fact that right now he's in arbitration. He's arbitration with Tyson Fury, and nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. I understand it's been a lot of time. It's been a lot of months. And so people kind of want to just kind of, move on as if something, new was happening or new was going on. And I know there's a lot of talk about the Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight. And I guess because there's been so much talk for so long, people are starting to act as if that fight is just something that's happening. So because they're acting as if as if that's a fight that's just happening, in their heads, then the next question is, okay, since these two are facing each other and he's out of the equation as far as when it comes to the belts, okay, what's going to be his next move? What's he going to be doing as far as, who is he going to fight in order to put himself in contention to fight for one of those belts, whether it be, you go and putting yourself into the space where you're the IBF mandatory, you're the WBA mandatory. Is he gonna, still mess around with the WBC, and, try to go, do something that goes towards that direction? What exactly is gonna be his move? So that's what's, I understand is going through, in their heads, But reality is, I know, and again, I'll say it again for the second time, I understand it's been a very, very long time. This saga's been going on for a while, but nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. The man is still in arbitration. They both put out their cases, and they're still waiting on the judge's ruling. That's it. And until the judge makes his ruling, no one can do anything. And like I've said before, I understand that especially some people from the UK, they obviously don't understand how the judicial system works over here, especially even with something, like this. They're gonna just, going by what Eddie Hearn says. They're going by what Bob Arum says, and doing what I like to call, letting the love of boxing, blind them to reality. Just due to the fact that this is the biggest fight in UK history. This fight in the UK is like Ali versus Foreman, or even Ali versus Frazier. That's what this fight is. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. This is what this is to them. This is hands down what will be not monetarily the biggest fight by a UK fighter, because it's not going to do the number. It's not going to generate anything close to what Tyson versus Lennox Lewis did, but just straight up UK fighters, two UK fighters going up against each other. This is their biggest fight in their history, period. Nothing's even close. Nothing. This is it. This would be, there's no words that they'd be able to explain what this would mean for the fans in that country, for that fight to happen. No words can explain what it would mean. But nothing's happening. I understand a lot of people, still are holding on to the belief that this fight's going to happen, and that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. And some people are saying, oh, why are you listening to this people and that person, and this is the reason why you're saying it's not going to happen. I'm like, well, okay, if that's the case, then why wasn't anybody saying this when I was saying that Manny Pacquiao versus Terrence Crawford wasn't going to happen? Everybody was saying that, there was a certain point where a lot of people were saying, oh, that fight's happening. That fight's happening. It's happening in Saudi Arabia in June or July, whatever date they're saying. And during that time frame, I was one of the few who was saying it's not happening. I was saying it's not happening. They're full of ish. When it came to Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, when people were acting as if that was going to happen, I was saying it's not happening. When it came to Gary Russell versus Devin Haney, I said it was not happening, and I gave the reasons why. So when it comes, when it comes to this, it's no different, and when it comes to these things, I've had a pretty, goddamn good track record when it comes to it, and I understand what the talk that's going on, and sometimes the information that they put out, it makes you feel as if, all right, this could really be happening, or this is happening. Nothing can stop this. And it's all BS, regardless of what you might think that, about what I'm saying. Anybody as an intelligent person, even like the other day, yesterday, where you have Eddie Hearn saying, oh, the two sides have agreed to a site fee, and they've agreed to a site. They're still looking at quoting out other offers, but they've had agreed to a site, and had agreed to a site fee. And then you have, Tyson Fury's promoters coming out and saying that's BS, that they haven't even received an offer at all. They haven't received an offer whatsoever. When you start hearing things like that, two people that are supposedly setting up this bout, and they're having completely, contradictory statements, any intelligent person just say, what the hell? Did somebody just hit my car? Any intelligent person should say, they should just stop and think to themselves like, I don't know. Something's off with this. Something is wrong with this. Let me kind of step back and kind of wait to see what exactly happens. That should be the mindset that that goes on with you. That should be your mindset of any intelligent person. When people are having contradictory statements, when one person says, yo, everything is all set, everything is good to go, because a couple of days ago, they were saying it's just minor details that had needed to be handled. That's what they were saying. Then somehow we're dealing with minor details, kind of switched to, oh no, we don't have any deal in place at all. From this side saying, I don't know what he's talking about. And then the person that said, oh, it's minor details, now all of a sudden saying that, oh, yeah, this is agreed upon too, but we're looking at this over here too. And, you won't have to wait another 2 weeks. When everything supposedly was going to be done last week, supposedly they're sending out the final drafts. We went from we're sending out the final drafts to 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks. We went to July 5th, latest August, to now the other side saying, oh, probably the earliest November. Anywhere between, late August, September to November. This is what they're saying now. So, when you're hearing things like this, it should bring pause. It should put you into a position where you sit back and you say, I don't know about this. Any intelligent person, that's what you should be thinking. That's what should be your mindset. So when it comes to Deontay Wilder, you're basically still on pause. You're in a position where you're training, you're staying in shape, you're working on the different things that you're supposed to be working on. So when this fight happens for that trilogy match, you'll be able to, handle your business. You'll be able to do what you can do in order to become successful and get your title back. That's what you'll be working on. This is your Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier moment. When Ali took that loss against, Joe Frazier, came back, took on George Foreman, was victorious in a fight where they thought he was going to be destroyed, and later on took on Frazier, was able to become victorious in that fight. This is your Ali moment. This is the moment that where if you're able to become victorious, this is the fights that put you into the history books. This is the fights where 20, 30 years from now, people are still talking about you. But it's all going to start with that arbitration and what that judge says. It all starts with that. And I understand some people are saying, oh, it doesn't matter if the judge, says that he has to fight him, he can just ignore it. Nah. There's a lot of pieces that are connected to him that are also connected to this country. There's a lot of pieces like ESPN, like Top Rank. Don't get it twisted. Whatever judgment is made, they're all going to be binded to it. Where if that bread doesn't come from Tyson Fury, it's coming from ESPN. Whatever that might be, that 30 M's or whatever it may, because it's not going to be that 10 million that they keep talking about. Because it's not going to be that 10 million that they're talking about. It's going to be 20, 30 M's or more. Or just a straight up injunction saying you can't fight. You know, and remember, even Eddie Hearn, he has a portion of his company, it's also in the US. DAZN USA. That's also a part of, you know, Matchroom USA. He's also binded to this country. So that could, so basically anyone thinking that, you know, he's going to be able to do certain things, he's not. And not to mention, he won't be able to fight in the United States ever again. It's just, they say he has to fight, he's fighting. That's just basically what it's going to be. He's fighting. Because monetarily, it's just going to be financially not worth it for everybody involved, especially on his side. Especially with the people that he's tied to. So, you know, so that's what basically Deontay Wilder's doing. Nothing's changed. He's still in pause mode. And he still has to wait until that arbitrator makes his decision. If the arbitrator for some reason was to say, hey, Tyson Fury can go do what the hell he wants to, all right, then that's different. Then Tyson Fury is going on ahead. He's fighting, you know, and I still don't believe that fight will happen, by the way. And it has nothing to do with the fighters, has nothing to do with Tyson Fury, has nothing to do with Anthony Joshua. I just don't see Eddie Hearn setting up that fight at all. You know, their business plan, the way they do things, from the history that I've seen as it pertains to them, makes zero sense whatsoever. You know, due to the way he does things. So I'm not saying that Anthony Joshua would do it in a heartbeat. You know, I believe Tyson Fury would do it in a heartbeat as well. So I don't think that's what it is. You know, but we'll see what happens. You know, we should know in a couple of weeks. Like I said, you know, I can have my opinions. Others can have their opinions. But at the end of the day, time will reveal all. Until then, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.